So in YouTube, that little, I don't even know, call it stop motion picture, stop motion video even, just showed you how I built my station up to the stage it's up to now. I think it's looking okay. It's obviously bright, well, it's wood colour, which is why I actually quite like that colour. Sorry, I quite like the effect. I think the colour's not quite right though. So I might be sticking some floor panel effect card on top of it, or I might pick up some weathering and weather that down. I might put a white line along the front. I need to do something to change it because it's all the same colour at the moment. But I like the way the underside has worked. I think that looks really good. So I'm really happy with that. Another thing you'll notice is the building, which I've now added on top. I didn't put that in the... to be honest, is what happened. Is I've done this video once before yesterday. I came to it today to do the editing and found that I don't know where it'd gone. I don't think it's saved onto the camera properly or something like that. I just could not find it anywhere. So yeah, I've redone this. And in that time I built myself a little building. The roof's not attached on at the moment, it's just put on so you can see the sort of outline of it. But I think that looks quite good. So the basic idea is I've got a ticket office on the right hand side, and then I've got a waiting area on the left hand side. So obviously I can put posters in there. I'm planning on giving it a wooden floor, but it's going to be a different coloured wood to the outside. It's going to be like a finished wooden floor, whereas the station platform itself is just like a wooden. It's just like a wooden floor. So it's not been finished and planed or anything like that. So anyway, I think that looks really good. Give you a quick look. If I come back a bit, you can see it's all really taken shape now. So yeah, quite a bit of work done there. I'll now move on with the update of what I've actually been doing. I will first of all come out. Give it a second to focus. Yeah, as you can see, I'm not on my desk today. I had to move it off to I was doing other work. But what I want to show you is I put a face on this now. It's just here. It's only held on with 3 screws and it needs painting black, but it covers up all the joints at this end here, and I think it's starting to look really good. I think it especially looks really good when I do this. Hang on. So I'm doing this all one-handed. Wasn't the best idea. Right. Sorry, wrong way. Brain turned off. When I do that, is what I'm actually planning on doing, is sticking something on the top. I think that looks really good, really effective, because it sort of gives like a picture frame effect to the layout. Oh, sorry about the noise. It gives a picture frame effect to the layout, and I think it really shows it up nicely. And then it also gives me the ability to get my hand in the top. Light comes in the top obviously, but it gives it like a nice effect. So all the outside of it's going to be painted black. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this backboard, if I'm going to paint it like a light blue colour or paint it basically as it is, green and blue. We'll have to see when I've got the rest of the scenery on how it looks. So scenery that I've actually been doing well, from me waving the camera around a lot, you've probably already noticed there's loads of trees in there now. All these trees have been stuck down. I'll come back to that one on the right in a minute. All these trees have been stuck down now. And I think it looks really, really good. I actually decided against putting another layer of static grass down. I thought when I looked back at it, that it looked really good having some mud patches coming through and so on. The only place which I am going to redo is that bit there. It's far too thin. The grass is far too thin, I mean. So I'm either going to cover up the patch with quite a lot of thick, rough grass, or I'm just going to put another layer of the lower, the shorter grass on it. But for the rest of the layer, I think it looks really good. Especially on this side and up over the top. So yeah, I think I'm not going to do much there. What I have done is I've done a lot of this sort of rough area around all the trees. There's all this rough area. If I just move around like this, you can see there's lots of different colours. Mostly it's greens in there. 3 different shades of green I've used. Well, 4 if you include the flock that's on the top. As well as that, I've used a couple of yellows and browns and sort of light pinky grey colour. To add like a bit different dimension to it. There's a bit more work to do on the top. I want some sort of plants hanging over the tunnel entrance. That will all come later on. I'll come back to the controls in a minute. I've done something with those as well. And then again, move around here, and it's all the way under. And I've just started doing this tree here as well. So moving back to the wall, yes, I have put the wall in finally. That is actually what I was going for. It's a stone wall. I think it looks really good actually, really effective. What I've done is simply stuck it on. I then filled in the gap between the wall and the hill with a lot of, as you can quite see, rough plants and different colours and so on. I think it looks really good. I've got some bits hanging over the top. I just think it looks really good and really effective. I've made it quite thick up by this tree near the lever control. I thought that looked a lot better than having it open. A few things to do around the base of it still. Obviously I need to cover up that little black gap you can see between the wall and the brown on the baseboard. That's going to be covered up with either static grass or thick plants or ballast. I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do there, but something will happen at some point. I just did a little bit of experiment with a little bit of static grass, and I think it looked quite good actually if I just mix static grass and ballast. So that's probably what I'll do, but I'll see what happens later on. So swinging around a bit further, we now move on to this area here. I'm really happy with this area. First thing I'll say is underneath the tree is that block that holds the corner up, also holds the backboard up, but it was here and I was wondering how to hide it. What I did in the end is I put down some polystyrene and then paper mache over the top of it, made it nice and hard, sprayed it with the brown paint, which I just mentioned I've sprayed all of this with the brown paint now, so there's, well, except for that little bit there, there's no other of the original wood colour. I think it looks really effective, it looks so much better. But anyway, here, so I've got all around this, I'm trying to get the shadow out, there we go. I've got all around the buffers need to be painted, very simple. I'm just going to put white on it, a little bit of white paint on it to make them sort of different, but that will happen at a later date. But as you can see, there's grass, well there's not grass, there's sort of thick bushes all the way around it. It's growing up the track a little bit. I think it looks really good, really effective. Now I'm planning on adding a little bit more of this coming down the track a bit further, but I don't want to add too much because I think it's about right, just a little bit more, and I think it'll be really good. And that again goes under the tree. The reason I like this is I've done it in such a way that I have not had to put any static grass down in this particular area because it's nice and thick. So if you do see through this sort of greenery area, you can actually see brown, so it gives the effect of brown mud rather than being short grass, which is what I've got underneath all the trees. The one on the other side, excuse that pile of stuff that's not stuck down. I'm not throwing that away because I might use it in a minute. The one on the back side there, I've sprayed it brown and it's not too obvious. I'm still deciding what I'm going to do with it. I'm sure I'll think of something that will work really well, but we'll just have to see how that goes. So I think that's everything I've done scenery wise. Oh wait, no, two more things. I finished the ballasting there, and on that side there I've also run over all the track now with that track pen, so all the track is now dulled down with like a sort of rust colour. It looks really good, and the yeah, thankfully it's all running really nicely as well, so that makes it nice and easy. So why am I looking down the track? Well, what I actually want to look at is this point and this point here. Sorry, I haven't got my camera stand, it's in pieces at the moment, but it doesn't really matter. These 2 points here, now I did have a bit of problem with these 2 points. Mercontrol is incredibly reliable, except from when you don't know what you're doing, which was my problem. So basically what's happened is whenever I do ballast, I put the ballast down, dry, and then spray it with water, then add the glue, 50-50 glue PVA mix to the top of it, a little bit of washing up liquid. That's how I do my ballasting, and it seems to work really well. But what I didn't realise is that the water went inside the tube, so there's a small plastic tube with a metal rod going through it, and just here, the water went through the tube, then the rod obviously there was now a layer of water between the tube and the rod. The glue went in, it followed the water, and it basically stuck to the rod. Then when I moved it, it basically didn't move. I could move it by hand, it was very stiff, I could move it by hand, and what was happening is the glue inside was just causing so much friction that it was unable to move by lever. So I had to actually pull out the metal on both this point and this point that runs from underneath the station to here. I then had to basically bin it because I just couldn't get the glue off in such a way it worked really well. I replaced it with new stuff and it's now working absolutely perfectly. In the process, oh wrong point, in the process, you can just see that point's not working. In the process of doing that, I managed to fix the, there we go, I managed to fix the points so they now work 100%. Basically, when the lever now gets to the middle, this point is now in the middle position, and then when it goes full one way, it's pulled full one way, and same goes the other way, so there's no lag almost in the way the points move. which looks really effective now because they're very slow moving, but they're very positive at the same time. So I'm really happy with the way that worked. Anything else to say? Yeah, a little bit more actually. Now obviously when I did the glue, whoops, get out of the way. When I did the gluing like this here, it sprayed it brown so you can't really see it. There was obviously a lump over the top of the pipes. Now when I came to this particular area here, I obviously needed it to be a walkway. So what I did is I ended up removing the glue from about where the station stops, right here, right to there, about 4 inches of it. Removed all the glue. I then picked up a very sharp knife and just cut a trench into the wood. As you can see, it's very yellow. I then put the plastic tube back in, filled it completely with PVA glue. I then used track pins here, about 5 of them. Track pins are so useful. Double gauge track pins, you can use them for anything. Another thing I use the track pins for is holding the station in place. Obviously it's removable at the moment, it hasn't been stuck down, so there's track pins holding it in the right place. So it's just brilliant. Yeah, then I left it to dry overnight. I've left those track pins in. I'm going to paint over them and you won't even know they're there. And now the point is still working, so I'm really happy about that. But the nice thing is it's now flat, there's no lip there, which means when I move on to the scenery I can make a path or something over there and there's no bump or anything has to get over. The reason I stopped here was because this particular area here I can fill all this with ballast and put a fence along there, and it will hide it and you won't even know it's there. So that was the sort of plan I was going for. But this area here needed to be quite smooth because I have a walkway going over the top. And those bumps were just unrealistically massive. But I can hide those in the ballast as I did here. You can't even see there's a pipe there except there's a little bit here. But anyway. So I believe that is everything I needed to say. It is indeed. So that is a quick update with absolutely loads of stuff in it. It's coming along really quickly now. It's working really quickly. I'll just say I have had some recommendations about these in the corner. I have listened to them all. I have tried stuff. But I don't think it really works because this board here is only about 3mm thick, so whenever I put screws through it, especially into like metal angle brackets, the screws just stick through and it doesn't look very good or very neat at all or anything like that. But anyway, so that will have a later date. I have got some black paint, so I will be painting this soon as I can find a big enough paintbrush. I'll be able to now finish off this ballast. Now I've got the station made. I'm going to sort of put the ballast on the station at the same time, so the ballast moves around the station. But first thing I want to do is dull down this colour because it is a bit too bright. Well, is it too bright actually? I don't know. What do people think? If I just zoom out to this position here, if I remove that because that doesn't really help. So what do people think about that? I think it's very brown, manufactured brown. It is probably because I used wood stain, but I think it's too manufactured looking. So what I'm planning on doing is getting a little bit of black paint and just dry brushing over the top of it all, see how that looks, or picking up some weathering powders, actually trying weathering powders and seeing what I can do with that. I just want to change the colour on the top to dull it down, look like it's a bit more used, a bit more old. So yeah, what do people think? Do you think I should try doing that, or do you think I should just leave it as it is? The station building will be constructed of, I'm not too sure, do I make it brick? I don't know, do I do brick for it? A brick building stuck on top of a wooden, no, that makes no sense at all. It's going to have to be wood then, isn't it? So it's going to be a wooden building, but I'm going to pick up brown colouring pencils and actually colour this one in the correct colours I want, rather than using wood stain like I did before. So it will be a different colour brown, and I'll try and add different shades in there as well. But anyway, I think it looks really good actually what I've done there. Just a big waiting area and a little office. So anyway, sorry, this video's gone on for about 4 minutes longer than I wanted it to, so apologies about that. So thanks for watching all the way to the end. I really do appreciate that. If you can comment on the station and tell me what you think, I'd like to hear what you guys think about it. I think I've got a picture of what I'm going to do, but it's coming along really nice now. It's moving so quickly, and soon it will look like a full-on finished exhibition layout, so I'm really happy with that. So thanks for watching. If you have any comments, please leave them below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Click the subscribe button if you want to follow my little Engage series on the exhibition layouts on your YouTube homepage, and yeah, all the updates will get put down there. So thanks for watching.